recycling processing contracts up at the end of the year. So we are taking a look at different methods and RFPs to deal with that. But the important decision to be made was regarding if we're going to keep the blue bags, which I've never talked to anybody who liked the blue bags for what it's worth, or to go to cart system. And at the last board meeting, or a couple board meetings, we were asked to pursue the cart bid and select the cart, and we have done that. Cascade Carts is the top one out of the three that we have looked at, and we did get basically bids, quotes on around 22,000 plus or minus carts that we'll need for the community for recycling. So I guess the issue is really funding. Now the utility, the solid waste recycling utility, does have the cash on hand to at least upfront this, because you're looking at probably 2, maybe 3 month delivery time. These things are not sitting on the Menards, Home Depot shelves ready to go. So we can make the decision if the committee and board wants to at least to purchase the carts now, with the idea of trying to figure out if you're going to have some kind of cost share. Again, the utility has got the money to pay for it. You could at a later date charge people, it's around $48 is what we got for the cost of the cart, the full amount, and put that either on the utility bill, tax bill in the future. Have some kind of cost share. If you had a chance to look at my email today, I was kind of looking at a 50-50 split between that. So that's really what I believe, with talking to a few of you on the side, is what the issue is paying for the carts.
Mike, first thing with the cart, my understanding is that you no longer will have to separate. We'll be able to put paper, everything goes into the cart, everything goes one thing. That's a huge positive over the blue bag right there. Second thing is, is there any study on when we pick these carts up, is it going to be any slower picking the cart up than the blue bag? Is it going to be any faster? What's the advantage, disadvantage now of physically picking the cart up versus picking the blue bag up?
We have not done any studies on it. I can tell you that in reviewing this, is that there'll be an automated type of system like we do with the garbage. So we believe that it'll be less stress on our employees' backs. We believe that there's a potential for less workman's comp claims, because again, just as with the garbage, there'll be the machine or the recycling truck will be actually dumping them instead of picking up these bags. The bags did rip. They did cause their own problem. I mean, the decision to use bags was made 20-some years ago. Technology and everything else is improved.
Also, if I can just for a second interrupt, there's a big fallacy that the blue bag was also recycled, and that is a fallacy. The blue bag was never recycled. It was put right back into the dump.
I believe so. Certainly, they have not recycled the bags since I've been here.
Right.
What they
and I think one of the biggest selling points, one of the big arguments for the blue bag is that the blue bag was also recyclable, which kept the the process going. So, but I believe that is a fallacy, and all those blue bags do end up back into the dump. Okay, sorry for interrupting, but
You're absolutely right,
Mr. Chair?
sorry.
And sure, nobody will be allowed to opt out.
No, you have, under state law, you have to recycle. We cannot pick up, if you have everything dumped into your garbage can and are not recycling, we cannot pick that up by law. So no, there is no opt-out. You have to recycle.
I think this is going to go a long way towards a rodent problem on the East End. As an alderman that represents that end of the city, I think this is a great idea. So, thanks.
Mr. Chair.
let's see who's on. You call on you. Yep.
Sure, Alderman May.
I got a couple of questions. I haven't seen a fiscal impact analysis. I don't know what happens if a person loses their cart. Who funds the replacement? How does that happen? And I'm not against carts, but I think we should have a fiscal impact analysis done. I think our policies state if we spend more than $100,000, or what's the number, Rebecca? 100,000. There's supposed to be a fiscal impact analysis done. I'd like to have some of the details of how we're gonna pay for this, how we're gonna deal with the replacements. I saw on the quote, it talks about the RFID readers. It sounds like these carts will I be able to identify them by address?
Yes.
But if they go missing, we won't be able to find them, because it's RFID, correct?
If people take them, they should stay with the house and be kept with the house. If people take them when they move, they get stolen or whatever. Yeah, it does happen. We have not been, and we're not aware of any huge problem with taking these things. They're really not worth anything if you use them outside of the city. They'll be stamped with the City of West Allis logo and
So we'll also be able to tell then if it's got RFID, whether or not a person's recycling?
with that, well, no, we'll certainly be
What's the
able to
purpose
tell
of
with
it, I
the
guess?
cart, yeah.
Yeah.
It's to keep track of where the carts are. It's and who's got what and where the carts are.
It's basically if
Located.
neighbor A argues with neighbor B about whose cart it is, you can go back and figure it out. Again, my only concern right now is we don't have a fiscal impact analysis and some of these policies haven't been worked out. Are the trucks ready? Can the equipment we already have handle the carts?
Yeah, we're in the process. We'll be in the process of changing it over. That is even an important part. It can be certainly done by the end of the year. It's a minor detail in here. But again, the important fiscal analysis. I mean, we're looking at $1 million for cars. You've got the cash on hand to pay for it. And again, to get all this working by the end of the year, some of this is getting close to being critical time to do this.
Mr. Chairman?
Alderman Nysak.
What's the savings? We know the expense is $1 million. How much are we gonna save here by going to the carts?
Well, you've got it.
know you-
Part of that was in the summary memo that Dave Webking prepared, and I did attach again to that. If we're looking at our current contract, and we've got no idea where this is going to end up with the RFP, but right now we're dumping the recycling materials out at West Allis South, it's now Allied Resource, basically for free, where we're paying tipping fees of around $50 a ton to dump it. So as Dave pointed out in there, you're looking at an average savings there, and this is only part of the equation, but average savings there of around $200,000 a year with tipping fees compared to dumping for free.
And this is because you'll be able to recycle additional material?
Yeah, yes. And when we're going around to other communities, they were telling us anywhere from 20 to 30 to 40%. So we split the difference doing this, averaging at 30%. And we were hearing the same thing from contractors that we were talking to.
Alderman Weigel. Well,
If I understand, then the carts will actually belong to the city of West Allis.
Yes.
So that, you're right, they can't take it to their cabin up north and use it for keeping firewood in, not legitimately, not that we're gonna catch them. And it'll have some sort of warranty? Is it
10-year warranty.
10-year warranty on the lid and all that, and or if rats chew a hole through the bottom, or, that would be, cause seeing that.
Yeah. That's above and beyond the warranty, I'm sure. I'd have to ask specifically on that question regarding rats eating it. But.
Okay. So, this would be if we vote yes on this today, this would be our commitment to go with that system, or that commitment's been made already?
No, it has not been made.
Okay, so
That's why
this is the, but as you said,
going down
we're
that
looking at the contract expiring, RFPs were put out, or you're in the process
We're on
of putting RFP together right now, and we need somebody to take our waste starting January 1st.
or extend our current
Or extend
contract.
the current, how long could we extend it for if we were looking for more information?
Talking with West Allis people, they're willing to do virtually anything.
A year or
Yeah.
6 months or?
Year, 6 months. They've also found, because they are a smaller operation than the advanced disposals and waste managements of the world, they have found a smaller piece of sorting equipment that will fit on their property and will be able to accommodate us, along with West Milwaukee. We've been talking with West Milwaukee
So
because
they'd
we
stay
do
here?
piggy bank. So they would be willing. So they would be able to.
That's
Put a
dirty,
number in
loud
there.
job.
Well, they're down there now sorting it piecemeal.
Yeah.
I mean, and they certainly want to continue to service the community. And they have done a very good job. I mean, going out for RFPs is no reflection whatsoever on the service that they've
It's just a
provided us.
requirement of our, it's a contract.
We're just taking a look, see what's out there.
Alderman May.
Two more questions. One of them is this looks like this was a quote for these carts. Was this put to bid?
It's through, this was done through purchasing, and Robert Barwick got, he's got a number of different types of bid processes down there and groups that he's went to. So he tells me, yes, this is bid out in one of those. So he considers this a bid, even though we didn't go out as we do construction contracts and do it. But he's got statewide bids, and a couple other ones that he uses down there.
He went out to specific people and asked for a request for quotation on it.
More than
Rather-
one.
Yeah.
Okay.
Rather than putting
Well,
out.
we did, yeah. But we wanted the best bid, best price, and we believe we got it, but we also wanted Cascade.
Mhm.
I mean, in our view, they had the best cart for the best value.
And then secondly, you had mentioned that the recycling company we work with right now is willing to extend a little while. I'd really be interested in seeing the fiscal impact analysis. So when I get a call tomorrow and people ask me what are you charging me, I'll have an answer. Tomorrow, I don't know. Are we going to charge you all of it, half of it, none of it? Is the fee going to go up? If we can hold this for one more month and get that detail, I'd be much happier.
What I would suggest is like 2 or 3 options of what you said. One with charge all the way, one with a split, one with the city pays. You know, whatever the options that you felt are the best out there, put those 3 together so we can make a decision then and say, we want option 2, we want option 4, whatever the option is. Of just basically what you discussed, correct?
Yeah, and I'd have the finance department prepare that along with Mike, so they can look at the budgets and.
And, you know, keep in mind that I'm not sure if we're, in the long run, we're gonna be getting a zero dump cost. I mean, prices, frankly, when, in the beginning of the contract with West Dallas, they
You're
were
talking about
doing
the
okay.
recyclables.
They were recyclables,
Yeah,
they were
the
doing
value
okay.
of recyclables is plummeting.
And now the value is dropped off the earth, basically. They're not getting anything for it. So they were certainly winning in the beginning, but they're losing now.
But then for the fiscal impact analysis, then
So
that
we'd
means the
have to-
amount for that we're saying zero tipping fees for recycling could actually
It could.
be worse
Right.
off, which is why I want the fiscal impact.
So all I can do is give you your best guess on what that's gonna be, and all it is a guess.
Mhm.
If I had a crystal ball to know what the commodities prices were, I mean, I wouldn't be working here.
I knew what the last vote was gonna be.
Mr. Chair,
Alderman
Um,
Ranky?
was indicated that with the bin, everything would go into the bin.
Yes,
The glass, the paper, the cans, everything. When it reaches the recycling center, is there a cost for separating it?
Yes. Yes, there is. And that cost is, that's what we're gonna find out, when we go out for RFPs. It's my belief that the cost of separating that is gonna be less than the amount that we're gonna save by avoiding tipping, the landfill tipping fees.
I see.
But again, all this is crystal ball type of work here, so you
I don't know how long
can't.
it's gonna last.
And how
We
long
have that
it's gonna
same,
last.
we have that same sorting fee right now.
Well,
That's-
It's different.
right now it's incorporated in the 8-year contract that we
Correct.
had with West Dallas.
Mr. Chair?
Right. Yeah, Alderman Michael.
So, City of Milwaukee's been doing this for years. This is not some sort of new thing that we're going out on a limb, taking a flyer on. This is a proven technology. Because citizens will be recycling more because we're making it easier for them, we will have to be paying less to bury our garbage, and more of the stuff that goes through your house will get recycled. At this point, we don't have to pay anybody to take those recyclables, because there's a certain value in it to them. They sort the plastic, the metal, the paper, and all that. But that situation may change in the future. So we may have a tipping fee on recyclables, but it won't be anywhere near what the tipping fee is on our straight-up garbage.
But that fee would be there whether we were on blue bag or on cart.
Yes.
That's, that fee is,
Yes.
that one we cannot
Yes.
change. That's gonna be there with either system.
Our advantage is we're gonna be keeping a lot more of our garbage out of landfills.
Right.
And it's cheaper in the long run to do that. I understand Alderman May's concern about the long-term fiscal impacts, and if this can hold a month, so we get, you know.
Are carts gonna be picked up the same as recyclables are right now?
Yes.
Just the difference, you're gonna have 2 carts out there instead of one. Separate truck, or is it, will it be a dual truck like Wauwatosa?
Be separate.
Separate truck. Did we look into the 2-truck system?
Well, what Wauwatosa does is
One
they-
truck system,
Yeah.
the 1-truck
Well,
system?
What they do is they pick up, I believe it's garbage or maybe recyclables in the morning, and then they pick up the garbage or recyclables in the afternoon,
So they don't
however
do
they do
that.
it. So,
Where it's
no,
gotta
we're-
be 2 feet apart or whatever.
And they do have, I mean, they've also, frankly, they've got that automated system
Yeah.
in there too with the, but,
Okay.
We're not there yet.
I don't think
No, we're not talking about that.
I think you have, I
And you
think,
have to put everything in the cart. There's no such thing as picking up anything on the side of the cart. Like, I mean, we literally pick up everything, and they don't do that up there.
Pick up mattresses.
any other questions from anybody from Public Works?
Well,
Yeah, Alderman Lysak?
Mr. Chairman, I wanna get, and I think when you do the analysis, I wanna make it clear where the $1.2 million is coming from, how it got there, and why we're looking at being able to utilize this money to pay for the carts up front and not hurt our refuse fund. So I'd like that to be, everyone to be aware of what that is.
Agreed.
Anyone else? Yeah. All right.
No action tonight.
I think we're gonna hold this.
With that, Public Works will adjourn. If there's no further discussion.
And yeah, administration and finance will adjourn, and then Mike, you're gonna go upstairs, and we're gonna wait.
There's no advisory tonight.
Oh, there's no advisory. Oh, then never mind.
Yeah,
There we go.
Stay down here.
Okay, let's call license out to order. First thing we have is Danny Serranos.
Yes, sir.
Say the last name again?
Sarandos.
Serranos.
Yes.
Okay. Have a seat.
All right.
You're a gentleman who wants to put Parthenon?
Parthenon.
Yes. Like I said. Foods over here on 84th and Greenfield.
All right.
Now, we've discussed this in the past, and everybody got everything here. And what was your timetable here?
We're looking to open after January
Okay.
of 17.
Well, it still would have to go for a public hearing for the license to go over quota, correct?
Yes.
Okay. So, does anybody have any things?
Mr. Chair?
Alderman White.
Your second generation business, or who's
my,
Andrew?
My father.
Yeah, and you've been on like 92nd and.
92nd in Cleveland.
For how
right.
long? 20 years?
At
20?
that location, 23.
23
We
years.
were on Center Street before that, so
Before that.
total 45 years.
Okay.
So now we're looking to open another store in a different location.
So this would be in addition to your 92nd Street
Right.
location?
Yes.
So this would be like yours and Dad's gonna keep you open? No.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
I honestly, I think your father and my mother went to night school together to learn English
That's interesting.
quite some time ago. My mom says hi.
Okay, good. Say hello.
But, well, Greek and German, I don't think they're gonna understand each other, but, I guess, and you know, there was a Class A for sale in the neighborhood, you know that, right? There's a deli in the 84th Street State Fair Court Mall, just a half a block away from you there.
Okay.
There's a little deli in there that was for sale, I don't know if it still is. Did you
What-
guys know about that?
No. What was for sale?
Well, there's a little
business was.
business with a license and some of the fixtures.
No.
I guess I don't know how that's been resolved. Maybe the clerk knows if they renewed their license, they must have, do you know, Monica? The little deli on 84th Street in the State Fair Court,
What was it called?
84th and what?
in the,
What cross street?
just
Lapham.
like
Lapham.
1400, yeah, Lapham.
I'd have to double
In the
check.
Agnos Mall.
In the Agnos Mall.
The
yeah.
Lucky's Deli or
Yeah,
the-
Lucky's.
Okay.
Lucky's Mini Mart it was.
Okay.
Yeah,
I didn't know they had a liquor license.
yeah, they had a Class A.
Yeah, so, that was transferred to
Oh.
another business.
Oh, it was, okay,
Yes.
okay. Cause you know, we have a quota, and as we have been, you know, I think once upon a time Target came and asked us for a license, we said no.
Well, the main thing with us is that we're just a specialty store that sells European imported foods, and the liquor that we sell is primarily imported wines and liquor, and we have beer for convenience. But the section is literally 12 feet of shelf space, so it's very minimal, and you know that's the whole purpose. And we deter having liquor and beer that brings in
You won't be selling cheap beer
clientele
by
that
the
goes
case.
to a liquor
Yeah,
store.
yeah,
Right.
yeah.
That's not what we are. You know.
Yeah. But that is a key component of your business model. I mean, without this license, you probably wouldn't be going forward with this. Is that correct?
Well,
Am
right.
understand
I
that
mean,
correctly? Yeah.
correct, because you know, I mean, our customers are used to that. You know, and they come in for our deli, feta, cheese, you know, and olives, and they want, you know, a bottle of wine, you know, that they're used to from their country. Yeah.
And again, so but isn't that pretty much the same business model you have on 92nd and Cleveland?
It's going to be the same, yeah.
So, and the 84th and Greenfield's not going to compete?
No, we think it's far enough apart that we're gonna serve more. You know, it's easier for people to get to 84th.
It is, yeah.
Especially from like the east side, because we are a destination store. People still come from all over the city, but it will be easier for people to come from, you know, because of the expressway right there, from the east side, from even north. What?
Sooner or later.
Well, yeah.
Once they fix
Yeah.
everything.
They can leave easy, you know. But yeah.
I just, what he was referring to with that, Lucky's had their license, and what people can do is that, and what they have done is they buy out the business, and then they transfer the license over.
Yeah.
That's what he was,
Yeah, I don't know that there's anything available right now.
I did, you didn't
Yeah.
make that clear, so.
Yeah.
Is there any further discussion? Do I have a motion on this?
This would,
No,
this
this
would
would
send
have
it
to
to
be-
the public hearing on
Yes.
the over quota license. And,
Correct.
and Mr. Chair, if I understand, this is not a state quota, this is our own quota.
Correct.
Correct?
So do I have a motion to approve?
I'll move approval.
A second?
May got it.
Me got it.
Motion is to what?
To approve.
To go to public hearing?
Yes.
Well, it's to approve the license, but it has to go to public hearing for over quota, correct?
Yeah, but I mean, taking an action before a public hearing kind of moots the public hearing.
Oh, okay.
Right, that's why I was.
Well, I think that was the intent, though, was not to, I'm sorry.
I guess, yeah, I've got it.
So no matter what
The
the public
intent is to go
says,
to
you've
public-
already approved it,
Yeah.
so I
We
don't think you
shouldn't
can really do that.
That wasn't the
You need to
intent.
hold this and have the clerk
Until
schedule a
after
public
public.
hearing.
It was
Sounds
me
good.
that seconded it.
Okay.
Because otherwise it's like giving them a third trial and first class
Right.
hanging. It just, yeah, you can't do that.
Okay, so you
That
withdraw
wasn't the
your
intent,
motion,
yeah.
I'll withdraw my motion.
and you withdraw your second.
Yeah.
Okay,
So have a
so
public
it's gotta go to public hearing as far as committee goes, you know.
Thank you.
Thinking of a process.
That'll be
Appreciate that.
August before the fall common council, first Tuesday in August.
That's when the public hearing will be?
Yes.
And then we'll vote on it that same day.
Is that something I should attend? How does that work?
Possibly.
I would say you should attend in case someone has a question.
Oh, absolutely.
it always-
So I'll get a letter to me.
Yeah.
Or,
Yes.
Mr. Chair?
Perfect.
All in way.
You're buying the building?
We bought it. I bought it already.
You bought it already?
Yes.
Oh.
We're waiting for a permit to begin demolition and, you know, the remodeling.
So you're gonna demo the building, build a brand new building, or
No,
you just
no,
gonna
no,
remodel?
no,
Just
the inside, yeah.
okay.
Because it used to be offices.
Yeah.
And it's all sectioned
More
off, so we
displaced.
just gotta clear it all out and start fresh.
Yeah, so you don't have an answer today, but you should. So we'll have the public hearing, and we will be
Vote on
voting on that
same
that
day.
night then also.
Right.
Okay. And then you said it was August?
Second.
Yeah,
August
first,
2nd.
first Tuesday in August.
All right, very good.
Okay, thank you for coming.
Okay, thank you. Nice meeting all of you.
Robin? How do you say your last name? Okay. Okay. Okay, you're applying for a bartender's license.
Yes.
And at the Hampton Inn, and this is a new license. Okay,
Mr. Chair?
hold on, Ryan.
Robin, on your application,
Yeah.
there's a question about you ever been ticketed, arrested, convicted, or fined for any violation, and you put down yes, and then you put down a speeding ticket that you got like a year ago.
Yeah, I didn't know the exact date, to be honest with you.
Is that all you have on your record?
Oh, no, I have other things. I had an OWI.
Yeah, see, that's the point there. You only put down, you have a controlled substances conviction from 15, 16 years ago, you have an OWI, you know, those kinds of things are very concerning to us.
Okay.
You left them off your license, or off your application. And on the application, or just above your signature, it says, I declare under penalty of law that all the above information is true and correct to the best of my knowledge and belief. Incomplete or inaccurate information may lead to the denial of this license.
That's fine, yeah.
Yeah. You understand that?
I do understand that.
You know, honestly, generally, like a single OWI is not the end of the world.
Right, I actually didn't think anything of it.
Yeah.
Because it was
You thought to put the parking ticket down, but not the
Because I
OWI.
thought it was within a year.
Yeah, it
so
doesn't
that's,
say a year, it says ever.
Speeding ticket. You said parking ticket.
Oh, I'm sorry. Speeding ticket, yeah. You know, I'm inclined to deny based on incomplete application, but that's just me. I'm looking for denial based on incomplete application.
Well, I think that she didn't fill it out properly. It does say pretty clearly on what to do.
that's fine.
And then you had the one in 2000, because we do a background check, so we get all these things.
The reason I
But-
didn't, because when I filled out my Milwaukee one, I thought it was similar to the same thing. It was just transferring over from my Milwaukee license. So that's why I thought
we have,
that the same information was on there.
but okay, and I don't know if that's enough. I mean, obviously it's enough to deny, but I don't know if I would. Is
I made a motion.
You
Yeah, I move to deny based on, you know, if no one seconds, I get it.
Okay, there's a motion to deny. Do I have a second? There's no second. Do I-
Yeah, and I'll move approval, Mr. Chair. And
Do
explaining.
I have a
cer-
second? Do I have a second?
Second.
Okay.
Yeah, explaining,
Go ahead.
certainly identifying Alderman Weigel's concerns, however, based on the substance of the application, I don't think that this record should lead to denial of a license.
Well, if she would've put everything down, we wouldn't have denied it.
Yep, that's correct.
Yes. Okay. Is there any further discussion?
This is for approval now,
Yeah,
right?
this is for
This is
approval.
to approval. Okay. Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Anyone opposed?
No.
Okay, now it goes in front of the entire council, and we're voting on that. And if approved, they pick up the license. You can pick up the license between 10 and 3,
Yes.
and after 3 it gets mailed.
So then a question for you, with my Milwaukee license, because obviously I'll have to renew, but everything that's on my Milwaukee's license doesn't transfer, I have to fill out everything all over again.
Milwaukee's a different city.
No, that's what I'm
Yeah,
asking.
yeah.
So that's the
Yeah.
only thing
Yeah.
when I talked about it before I came here, what do I have to everything from your Milwaukee license will transfer over, you just have to fill out this as far as your
Okay,
application.
nothing transfers over.
Nothing
here.
That, right,
transfers
and so
over.
that's where I was confused
Right.
by,
Yeah.
Yeah,
because they're
and-
like, you're getting your license completely transferred over from Milwaukee, and I'm like, so I'll no longer have a Milwaukee
Who
license.
told you that, your employer?
Yes.
Yeah, no.
It's a big confusion.
Yeah,
No,
no, it's a
nothing is
different
signed.
city, it's a different license.
Yeah.
Okay.
If you
Totally
go to
different.
Brookfield, it's a different city, different
Okay.
license. Yeah. You will likely be
So-
approved tonight,
But,
you know. And we didn't have the rest of the speech either.
right, go ahead.
Be more responsible.
Well, you know, we read these police reports, you know, police come, everybody's intoxicated. I understand it's a hotel bar, you know.
Right.
I guess maybe people are sleeping there, maybe they get more intoxicated.
No,
I don't know.
and I don't mind.
Yeah, but it's against, so you've taken the class, it's against
I
the law to
have.
serve drunks. If you have a problem, call the police. We want you to be a partner when there's a problem. You have to call the police. We want you to say, officer, that's the guy right there, or here's a description of the offender. We don't want you hiding somebody's gun under a bar towel, or.
Yeah, no, none
No,
of that.
okay.
I've tried to turn myself around
Yeah,
in the
and
past
there will
16
be,
years.
there will be a time when the police will send somebody in underage to try to buy.
I
a
did
drink.
just receive that letter in the mail.
Yeah, so, you know, your employer may, you'll have to pay a ticket probably, and your employer may fire you for serving. you know.
Exactly.
Yeah, so.
Okay,
Okay,
All right, thank you.
thank you.
Brian O'Brien. Once again, bartender's license. This is a new applicant, have a seat.
So, Mr. Chair, Brian, you heard what I just went through with her?
Yes.
Remember when you filled out your application?
Yes.
You asked if you'd ever been arrested?
Yes.
And what did you say?
Honestly, I don't remember.
You said no. And I read in your background, disorderly conduct convicted, possession of THC, another THC, a probation violation, sell alcohol to underage, substantial battery, intend bodily harm was dismissed, use of a weapon dismissed. That was you, right? You did all
Yes,
that?
sir.
Yeah, so I'm gonna move for denial based on, incomplete application.
Second.
Well, this is.
Or the record.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, Mr. Chair, if it's gonna be based solely on, you know, not completing the application, we kind of set the bar that that's not enough in and of itself. So if it's the record
Yeah.
and
the
not
record.
fulfilling it completely,
Yeah.
Well,
then
But it was different from the person who was just here and him. Meaning she put down yes and then just put down one thing, where he put down no.
yeah, so well.
Is that where
So
we're drawing the
it's-
line?
Is that where you draw the line? If there's one
Well,
thing,
he's saying
it's,
that it doesn't have.
yeah. So I don't think so. I think
You don't
if
think-
you're not going to take failure to fill up completely and accurately as a basis for denial on one, you can't do it on the others in and of itself. That in combination with the record, you could. But with the vote on the past one, I don't see how you could do it for one and not the other. He didn't put down any and she put down one. They both have multiple violations.
So, a combination of the, I'll move for denial based on the record.
And I'll second it again.
Is there any way I can reapply or anything, or is it just?
Oh, we haven't voted yet, so just hold on.
Okay, motion has been made and seconded to deny. Is there any further discussion?
Mr. Chair,
Alderman May.
looking at this record of the gentleman's age, he's about 30 now. These things happened when he was 19. That's quite a bit of time. And the convictions all occurred in the exact same year, according to this. 1, 2, 3.
Yeah, I just got a transfer promotion at work.
Yeah, all the 07
7 was dismissed.
convictions were all dismissed, so the only thing remaining is from 11 years ago. The only items remaining are from 11 years ago, right?
And as one of the newer members on the committee, how do we charge, or how do we handle 3 convictions of those types? Or how has the committee handled that? Usually 3 OWIs, but what's the?
I don't think we've had 3 in 1 year. I don't think we've had 3 in any
Well-
number of years.
One's disorderly conduct and 2 are convictions
Well,
of
I'm looking at,
THC.
Yeah, these,
but I'm looking at all the possessions.
I'm just asking for consistency's sake.
that's why I voted no on the
Here's-
last one.
Definitely looks like a pattern.
All within 9 months.
It was
But-
a long time ago. It was. I have 2 kids now. I don't do anything anymore. All I do is work.
And you understand, we look at this now, Buffalo Wild Wings is not exactly a, matter of fact, a very good establishment, and they watch everything, including you. Problem is that you got the license, you can go anywhere. So,
Yeah, Mr. Chair. So to follow up, I guess the biggest problem that I have is in 05 you're convicted of selling alcohol to an underage person for the first time. What was the setting there? Were you working at a bar?
We weren't selling anything. We got pulled over. We were on Highway 100 here by McDonald's.
Mhm.
Me and a couple of my friends, we were riding around cruising. I didn't sell anything. I was just the oldest person, and I was still underage.
what is it?
I wasn't technically even 21.
I was in Wauwatosa though. This was. Does that help
Yeah,
jog
your
your memory?
Wauwatosa conviction.
That should have been my drug possession. I first got arrested for my drug possession in Wauwatosa,
Yeah.
and I got transferred to West Allis.
It was November 23rd of 05, Wauwatosa PD, possession of
And that was my
THC,
first
probation
one.
violation. It's highlighted there. Sell alcohol to underage person.
I never
First
sold
other.
anything.
Well,
At that time I worked at Champ Sports. We sold shoes.
Scott?
Yeah, well, probably what it is, I mean, the statute is sell, procure, give to an underage person. So if he,
Sell, procure.
if he got the booze and gave it to the other underage people, that would be
Selling.
that statute
Yeah.
title.
It says, it says
young
underage
and-
person first.
It's first offense.
First offense, right.
Yeah, and so with that, Mr. Chair,
Okay, there's motion made and second to deny.
yeah, and I'm going to speak that we shouldn't deny, but that based on these relatively minor convictions from 11 years ago, and getting further information about this issue of selling alcohol to an underage person of exactly what the scenario was, I don't think we should deny this license.
Is there any further discussion?
So the motion is to deny.
The motion right now is to deny. I look at this and, first of all, you see the last one was technically 11 years ago. They are all serious things. They all should have been written down. You shouldn't have put down no.
I'm sorry.
But
I am a little.
You need to be
That's
quiet
okay,
on this
that's
part.
okay,
Let's
yeah.
address you.
for discussion. So, you know, but, you know, there hasn't been anything since. And maybe I'm getting soft in my old age. So is there any further discussion? Okay, all in favor to deny,
Aye.
Aye.
to, any opposed?
No.
No.
Okay, do I have a motion to approve?
So moved. I move approval.
A second.
Is there any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
I,
Aye. Opposed?
No.
Long read out tonight. So it goes to the committee, the full council tonight, and then we'll be voting on it to see whether it passes or not.
You'll, if you want to stick around, you'll know later tonight, probably within an hour, whether you're approved. Probably less than that.
Thank you.
Oh, yeah, that would be way less than that. Half hour.
Thank you guys.
You hold.
Thank
We have an administration financial.
Oh, yeah.
Cynthia
This short
Tice.
agenda. We had an early meeting.
Cynthia Tice, is this your second time?
I believe this was. Cynthia Tice of West
yeah,
Lincoln Avenue.
this is
right
the
here.
second time. This is.
I'm almost positive. it's-
I remember this record.
Oh, yeah.
My last meeting.
Oh
I
my
don't,
God.
it doesn't say it.
This is second appearance?
Yeah, I think it's. Do I have a motion?
Move for denial based on two
Second.
non-appearances.
Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carries. Joseph Brown. Your second appearance. Well, you weren't here last time, so I guess. Okay, you're applying for the license for State
It's a
Fair?
food vendor license for State Fair Week, correct?
So, yes. Did you have one last time?
Mr. Chair?
Hold on, wait.
So you put down description of food offered, bottled water.
Correct.
That's all you're gonna sell is water.
Correct.
You're not gonna sell tickets or anything else?
No.
Okay. 'Cause I know a lot of the guys do that, and they get the permit, and while stand in the corner, they sell other stuff too. So you understand this is, and I believe State Fair tickets can't be resold anyways. I think they're all stamped on them, not for resale, if I remember correctly. But the reason we were called in is because of your history. I guess there was some concern that somebody with your background, you know, THC, intent to deliver, I mean, it was all a long time ago. We want you to understand how serious we take this kind of stuff, you know? So you're really only gonna be here for the run of the fair, but you're gonna be here probably every day, right?
Correct.
Yeah. And how do you get around? How do you get around right now? Did somebody drive you, or you have a driver's license?
I got a driver's
Oh, you
license.
do. Oh, yeah, there it is. Yeah. No, I don't know. Does it say valid driver's
Valid
license?
ID.
Valid ID. I don't see valid driver's license here anywhere.
I have it in my wallet.
Just because you have it doesn't mean it's
Doesn't mean
valid.
it's still good. How did you get here today?
Drove.
You drove. No, I'm
I'm looking way up there, it's right down here.
Yeah.
So,
I guess I don't know how much of this would relate to this type of.
Well, right, I mean, selling water for a short period of time, what's going to substantially relate to that activity?
Yes.
There's- Unless he get convicted for like stealing bottled water or something like that, you'd be hard pressed to say they're substantially related to this
Yeah.
licensed activity.
Did we mention that? Or?
But
go ahead. Alderman May.
I do note on the police report here, it says that there's a warrant. It says verify wanted person warrant, Milwaukee County Sheriff.
For
I do not know.
no,
It says-
there was one for child support, but I went into the course and I took care of that.
When was that?
April Fool's Day was the day it was issued, and then a month later, so around the beginning of May, is
So
when
recently.
when I went into. When I found, as soon as I found out about it, I went straight to the courthouse.
I saw you looking back at the chief.
See, how long does it take for us to do this check?
Did you
About
call
2
over?
weeks.
Oh,
And
I'll talk to him when the hearing's done.
okay.
okay,
What you
and-
can do is issue it subject to him clearing the warrant,
oh, there you go.
Okay. do I have a motion?
if there is done.
Right.
And can we ask to see proof of a driver's license too? Chief, you can run that, right? Current valid DL, right?
Yep.
Okay. Because, like I said, in this record here it says valid ID, and with 1, 2, 3, 4 OWIs. Well, I guess it's
2008.
yeah.
Oh, 09.
Well,
5.
2008
Yeah.
was the last one.
Oh, and then then the 6th was a refusal.
yeah.
to-
So I would move approval, subject to him the warrant being cleared up and having a valid DL. Can I do that? Because you're gonna drive to where you work from. You're gonna drive from where you live to 84th and Greenfield.
Yes, correct.
So you're gonna need a driver's license to do that.
Yes, I have a driver's license and insurance.
Okay.
Wait, I have a motion. Do I have a second?
Second.
Okay. Any further discussion?
Mr. Chair?
Alderman May.
I would ask that when this is approved, make sure you keep the sidewalk clear for pedestrians. We don't want people walking into the street because they don't have a place to stand on the corner. So if you just be cognizant of the people around, I'm sure that's a city law, but always good to refresh.
Yeah, be considerate. Of course, they're all potential customers, so.
Right? You don't want to block them,
Okay.
but you do.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Is there any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Anybody opposed? Motion carries. Okay.
Thank you.
Okay, we're gonna go back here. Okay, number 53, 54, 55, 56, tonight's agenda. These are all, 56 is approval, the rest are subject to necessary requirements approvals.
So moved.
Second. Sure.
That was what, through 56
or through 59?
I don't know, I just said.
Is there any further discussion? All in favor?
Mr. Chair.
Aye.
Whoop, whoop,
Oh,
whoop.
wait.
On 55, though, we did have to add in dance hall and instrumental music license. It was just missing the title, but it corresponds with the tavern license. on
Okay,
the
so we gotta read that out separate?
No, it's just like an amendment to add in the dance hall and instrumental music license.
So it's, that one is be as amended. Number
Do you want a
55.
motion on the amendment?
Or just say as amended. Okay, 57, this is a special permit, special event permit for golf outing at the doghouse.
Move approval,
Second.
subject to.
Second.
No, it's just approval or subject to necessary?
Subject to necessary requirements.
Okay. Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Anybody opposed? Motion carries. I'm gonna hold 58 right now, 59. Let's see, bartenders, 59.
I move approval.
Second.
Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Then we have item number 60 on tonight's agenda.
I move to place
Is
on
Dale,
file.
is Dale Christenbaum here?
No, I don't see
We
that.
didn't call him?
Was he called in?
Okay.
He wasn't
No.
called in, no. This was a letter from the, they repossessed it, or the?
Okay, what it sounds like in the letter is that they want to just get the license, or they're asking, can they get the license and just hold on to it till they sell it?
Yeah, they're looking at selling it, so it'd be through receivership. And we could do a transfer of, person to person. But
Well,
right
he-
now, this was just
we-
their initial letter, just notifying the committee and council of
But he's
what's
got,
taking place.
he's got on here that
Signed
he
the
signed,
license.
he signed the back of the license, so it's now
Doesn't mean anything.
relinquishing their license to Lincoln Opportunity Fund. I don't know where he gets that from.
He physically brought the license in, though. We have the license here.
Just has that information of what they included in the letter, and they have 90 days after July 1st to apply for something, and the closer we get, the more we'll be in contact with these people. If we'll have to do something more formal outside of this.
Yeah, so, because we can't accept this at all, technically.
No, it's just a communication place on file.
Do I have a motion to place on file?
So moved.
Second.
Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Okay, wait, okay, 67, the police report to place on file. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Then I have number 58. Now, this is the application for the Recovery Club. And they're changing the name of it, just the Recovery Club?
Just for today, that's what it was called, though, right? Was it called Just for Today?
Just for Today Recovery Club.
Yeah.
And is that way the as amended would be on there, because they're changing the name? You
They
don't
first
know?
applied as an LLC, and that LLC doesn't exist, so now they're applying as a corporation, which is what was crossed off
Right,
on the
for
title.
Bell LLC.
And we're still waiting on the police record check, as well as some issues to be resolved with the plan of operation. It used to be the partnership,
Right,
Right.
and
so
now-
now
one
it's
partner
just
by
this
MNO.
Fred
So-
Bell.
Yeah.
It's part of the
Okay.
corporation.
So this is going to be gone. Well, it's gone already, technically, but they can hold on to it, because we need to hold this.
And have
Can't
him
vote
in
on it.
for an appearance.
Well, if he's changing it, changing the corporation, but it's still him,
It's gonna be the same business model, essentially?
we don't know.
It's the same thing?
I thought
Well,
he said
that's-
he was on it too.
No, that's the other guy.
That was the other guy.
Yeah, we always get
Yeah.
those guys confused.
But the other guy.
I don't wanna answer for what his
Right.
plan is.
Yeah.
Let's hold this
How's
until
it been
next
with the
time.
police? Been quiet there?
I-
Have you heard anything?
I haven't heard anything, but there was a letter, we received a letter about some things. So we're gonna hold 58. Okay. I got 66. Why is that?
It's the location, it's the licensing of e-cigarette places.
Right. Well, first
We
of all,
didn't take up the licensing.
right, we didn't take up the licensing, and we were supposed to get back how we're gonna do that.
How we're gonna grandfather?
Mm-hmm.
And everything, and I don't really wanna take this up at a recess meeting,
Sure.
because I have Rosalie yelling at me again.
You deserved it.
And so,
Mr. Chair,
Right.
we had just a couple quick comments, not a debate, just some information.
what's on the agenda, go ahead.
I talked to Jenna about this, and she said last time we had the idea of why don't we just have it go with the regular state tobacco license. And she said you can't do that. You can't add or subtract from the state's tobacco license. You have to create like basically a second license. And then regarding the location, we took care of that, or hypothetically, if we vote in favor tonight of Alderperson Probst's proposal, say that 10 times fast. The whole distance and grandfathering thing goes away. It gets grandfathered with the land use. So I just wanted to give a quick update of what I understood from talking to Jenna. So we need a second license that does not link to the tobacco license, and the whole grandfathering distance thing we don't have to worry about anymore because Alderperson Probst takes care of it.
All right.
And it takes care of that through zoning.
Correct.
And is there any prohibition on C1? Because like I said, the bid's nervous about being seen as their.
That's all Alderperson Probst.
That's what she said, there's gonna be an amendment on it.
Okay, so it's, the C1 exemption is out. And, just as a point of information, Pick and Save sells them currently. CVS does not. Walgreens does. Just, 'cause I did a little quick.
Right, because you were wondering.
I was wondering.
Right.
I'm wondering how many places are selling this stuff currently.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know about gas stations. I assume probably a lot of gas stations have them.
I'm sure.
Okay, but we have to hold this.
That's not counting. I just want to give an update.
Anything else? I think that's it. Releases. Oh yeah, we didn't call it. Okay. Do I have a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Second.
All right, that's the end of our license and health meeting.
Aye.